up, Fight World? The kid is back. Prince Savage, Daryl, Brent. I see all y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Hold on one second. We're gonna get situated. We gonna get situated. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I told you, realest in the game. I'm working hard, y'all. But it's easy. They say if you enjoy what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. So it's like I wake up, it's like I ain't even working. Gang, gang, gang. I am the Stream King. I am the American Dream. I am the Stream King. Yeah, yeah. Let's get it. Yeah. Check it. I said city, state, zip. City, state, zip. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Oh, media. Where y'all representation at, man? Bussin'. Bussin'. We gotta switch up the beat. Hold on. I'm gonna switch this up. That's alright. That's light, you know. What is this? This sounds like some nursery rhyme. Like the fucking Ice Cream Man. I want a chuckle tuckle. Don't this sound like the Ice Cream Man possessed or some shit? Alright, I could float with this. Shout to Harlem. Yeah, area. We in here. My dude Nelson said me too. Oh, y'all trying to get all you motherfuckers, y'all trying to get the Me Too movement on me? They want the Me Too movement, try to shut us down? I respect all women. I'll never take nothing that's not mine. Y'all trying to get the Me Too movement on the kid? Because they can't stop new media. I am not Cosby. I would like to talk to you about the channel. No. New media, you see. Oh, he was talking to someone. Oh, I thought y'all trying to get Me Too moving on me. They don't want to see us do good. Like DJ Khaled told you. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you winning, man. You and the channel. The black channel, you see. This is the pudding and the jello and the Boxingego. I got my sweater, you see. Hell no. Hey, they tried to get me with the. They tried to get me with the. They tried to get me with the. Oh, they tried to get me with that Me Too shit, huh? That's how y'all coming at us? Y'all can't prove what we saying wrong. They tried to get me with the Me Too shit. Okay. Okay. I see how y'all want to play. You want to play rough? Huh? Okay. Now we just having fun. Bill say he like it in the pen. Hey, bro, get out of here. You just made that up. Bill didn't say that. How you talk to Bill? You sending letters? You send him kites and commissary? You don't know a Bill. What's his address? Give me Bill's address. Tell him new media want to talk. New media. About to get a room with Tekashi 6ix9ine, you see. Straightway. Nah. I was in the movie Ghost Dad, jumped through the phone and all the. That's a good ass movie. Ghost Dad? That's a classic. The motherfucker came through the phone. I think he called his daughter a bitch or something. And he was like, don't be talking to my daughter like that. He jumped through the phone, started choking shit out. Cut. Oh my god. That shit was. I gotta go watch that. Classic. Let me turn this off before. Because I kind of want some ice cream. Because it reminds me of the Ice Cream Man. Mr. Ice Cream Man. Hey. 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 Yeah. Yeah. That's how that one dude on Instagram be. Yeah. This how we got everyone nodding to the beat. They be like, yeah. Okay. The black channels, you know. I'm having a good day. The black channel. Why do the black... Why is Deontay Wilder fighting as mandatory? Out of all the guys. Oh my God, we killing new media so bad. It's like I'm turning it into a parody. I'm turning it into a comedy. I swear to you, because they like why? Listen how I got it. Hold on. Listen how that dumb shit new media be talking about. I mean, I said new media. I'm fucking up. The dumb shit old media be talking about. Look how it come to bite them. Right? They just got finished because Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale kind of was known about in boxing circles and rumored and announced before Tyson Fury versus Schwartz. They just finished telling us that, oh, why is Deontay Wilder fighting Dominic Breazeale? You know, and had a problem with it. 2 weeks later, you know, a couple weeks later, Tyson Fury's fighting Tom Sawyer. And you don't hear nothing. What part of the game is this, huh? So I know you full of shit. Because how are you mad because Tyson Fury switched networks? Anthony Joshua didn't want to fight Wilder all of last year. Already has an opponent. And Wilder's fighting somebody who's his mandatory. So since other people ducked him, and he already beat Luis Ortiz, right? Then, and you know, you got other guys like Joe Joyce on PBC. But if Abel Sanchez is telling you that the guy Wilder beat, Luis Ortiz, that Joe Joyce ain't ready for him, why would Abel Sanchez put Joe Joyce in there with Wilder straight away? Right? And they had the audacity to get mad. This is what I'm saying. You got to think. You got to remember what people say. They have the audacity to get mad at Wilder for fighting a mandatory, knowing the whole setup and the circumstance and why he's fighting a mandatory as opposed to the WBC approved fight, Wilder versus Tyson Fury. But then Tyson Fury comes out with this Schwartz guy, and they're quiet as fuck. Oh my gosh. I told you, we having another great year. I told you, you know, and I'm going to lead the charge. We're having another great year. Because that don't make sense. You know, ESPN came out an article talking about, oh, Errol Spence, I think he'll lose to Mikey Garcia. But even if he wins, whether he wins or loses, it's a lose-lose situation. So back that train up. You think Errol Spence loses to Mikey Garcia. You pick Mikey Garcia to beat him. Yet you're saying if somehow Errol Spence beats Mikey Garcia, you're saying it was all for nothing because he gains nothing and it's a lose-lose situation. Meanwhile, an ESPN fighter, as of now, Tyson Fury, ducks out of the rematch, right, with Deontay Wilder. Everyone knows the whole circumstance when they're in negotiation. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's now on your network, and Tyson Fury is fighting not a top, you know, universally recognized top guy. You know, he's fighting a guy because he's big, because he's 6'6", that nobody has heard of for his U.S. exposure fight, just because he happens to be ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies. So you could just pull up all the sanctioning bodies, all in the video, just pull the most unheralded person and just look into him, go watch some tapes on YouTube. This is probably what they did. This is what matchmakers and shit do. You know, you look at names, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you say, okay, we could justify because he's ranked with the WBO. He's ranked with the IBF, as if this is the real reason. Like, hey, we just wanted a solid test because this guy's ranked number 2. We all know these rankings are suspect at times. You know, different sanctioning bodies will have, you know, Chuck Liddell or somebody ranked. And we're like, what? How'd he rank? I thought he was retired, you know? So let's not play any games. You found somebody that was unknown who you don't believe to be a major threat because this is a comeback fight. Because despite Tyson Fury saying he won 10 rounds of 2 and beat Wilder easy, you know, as a network and a company, fighting Wilder straight off the bat is a huge, massive risk. That's what they like to say in the UK, right? Massive risk. And you know that. That's why everyone's ridiculing this fight, and you took a relatively safe option. I don't know what Tom Sawyer can do. I really don't. I haven't read about Tom Sawyer since Mark Twain novels. So I don't know who he is. I don't know, like Floyd said, I don't know you beat, I don't know you lost to. I don't know much about him. But I do know that there were other guys outside of Wilder, even if you didn't want to fight him, that fans can get behind the fight more. And it would have made more sense for a U.S. exposure. You know, I got to do like Dr. Evil. For a U.S. exposure fight. 1 million billion fulfillion dollars. You know, for ESPN exposure fight. You know, ain't no U.S. exposure fight when neither person's from the U.S. and neither person, you know, has a big repertoire in the U.S. Come on, bro. Shout out to Black John. He said, hashtag salute ego, hashtag new media. Congrats on the partnership deal you're doing. Appreciate you. You earned it. I appreciate that. Man, we just grinding. You know, just trying to grow the channel. But that don't change, you know. It's another day for me. You know, we still got to talk about boxing. I gotta call it as I see it. Nelson Santos. He says, ego, have you ever seen a fighter change up the way Fury did? Nah, this is a pretty unique situation. I mean, if it has happened, I can't think of the situation that is really similar. Like a person who was doing good, the fight was competitive, you know, you could say he was winning, then gets knocked down worse in the final round, and then that's the final round, you make it out of that round, you know, fight to a draw, and then you're in negotiations with the person and they fall apart, you switch network. I haven't seen all that. You know, like Sergey Kovalev, Adonis, they were both on HBO at a part, but it's not like they fought and had a climactic cliffhanger draw ending and people wanted closure for the first fight and they were supposed to do. So I can't think of a fight where it had this much going on and this many intricacies and details. Shout out to James Souza leading the charge and helping us. Yeah, so any way you slice this, it's not a good look, in my opinion, for Tyson Fury. The only justification that they continue, just listen when they talk about Tom Schwartz. They like, okay, somebody hit me up on Twitter. You know what they said, or they sent me? They said never watch a fight with only one fighter on the flyer. And then they retweeted the picture of Tyson Fury. Right? Right? And I was like, that's a damn good point. Never, you know, pay attention to basically like, you know, pay for something. They said something like that. Pay for a fight with only one fighter. The Top Rank or ESPN or whatever graphic art has a picture of Tyson Fury with a beard, like, no picture of Tom Sawyer. You know why? Because Tom Sawyer is unknown. So if you put him on the flyer, you know, nobody would know who he is anyway. You know, so they just put a picture of Tyson Fury on the flyer. That plus probably as a graphic, you know, I do some like little illustrations and Photoshop a little bit, stuff like that. The other thing could be is he's so unknown, there's no HQ high quality pictures of him, so it becomes hard to find for a graphic, you know, the perfect shot, you know, the perfect scaled size. Because like Floyd Mayweather, like, okay, when I'm doing the Boxingego first look, I handcraft those, right? I got to get a picture of Floyd. I got to get a picture of Canelo. I got to get a picture of Daniel Jacobs. So the bigger the fighter, the easier it is for me to find, you know, the perfect picture where, you know, they're facing the right way. You know, it's the right measure, you know, from the waist up or whatever, with no shirt, flexing for the, you know, it becomes easier when it's a big fight. But if I were to waste my time and do one for Tyson Fury, which I'm not, and Tom Schwartz, you know how hard it would be to find a good high definition HQ picture of Tom Schwartz that meets the criteria I need, you know, to make the graphic make sense. It just, you know, I had to go to his Instagram or something and look for a picture of him, which wouldn't necessarily be, it'd be compressed and wouldn't be the best image quality. You know, so just listen to what they're saying. The whole promotion, they didn't even put him on the flyer because nobody knows who this cat is, you know, outside of Germany or maybe Hamburg or somewhere. Some, you know, surrounding Hale, Germany and surrounding areas or something. Conor McGregor just retired. What are you talking about? Oh, I got an alert. Damn. I don't know if that's true though. He might be retiring, you know, making money on the side, and then, you know, getting out his UFC contract to do other shit. Because he can, you know, he got options now. That shit in the Mayweather fight blew him up, even though he lost. You know, because Paulie Malignaggi called him out for bare knuckle. So, you know, he might have a lawyer or something. I'm telling you, Arum is in that bare knuckle shit. Paulie Malignaggi is in that bare knuckle shit. He just worked with Showtime, and, you know, a lot of the same brain power does that bare knuckle because I get the emails. Paulie might fight his friend, or, you know, maybe they do Conor McGregor, Paulie bare knuckles. Now I'm being serious. I'm not even being funny. They might offer that, but the UFC is not gonna, you know, if it doesn't matter, that the bare knuckle shit has nothing to do with the UFC. So, you know, it might be a technicality. His lawyer might say, hey, announce your retirement, and then, you know, maybe that breaches your contract. I don't know. Maybe he is retired, but either way, wish him well. Paulie, it's weird because Paulie Malignaggi wasn't really known as the big puncher in boxing, like the biggest puncher, and now he's doing bare knuckles, which, you know, I get technique and stuff. You might have more skill than, like, at striking than some of the other people, but it's like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get me a knockout. Like, he's trying to force the issue, but you could hurt your hands with that bare knuckle shit. You know, but Conor got a taste of that money in that. The UFC kind of fucked him up because they let him fight Floyd, which they couldn't really stop. You know, it was a big fight, but he got a taste of that money. He's doing the proper 12 shit. This motherfucker's eating, making money. He got money from the Khabib fight. So he probably like, fuck this. Anyway, I wish Conor well. I don't know what you're thinking. Fuck the Mayweathers. UFC took all his money. Oh, that's crazy. Yo, Marlon, what up? Bare knuckles fighters gonna find Paulie to be a lot more accurate than they are and more precise. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I think he's banking on. But we'll see. Because if they do connect on you, they also, you know, some of them dudes is probably strong. And you getting hit with no headgear and shit. What the fuck? But anyway, back to this the stuff we're talking about. Tyson Fury, he's fighting an unknown guy, and they're selling it as he's big, he's 6'6", and we want to fight a big guy. You know, he's ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies. They must think the fans is crazy. They must think the fans are real life stupid. You know, and the problem I have with the boxing is so much double standards. You know, if Deontay Wilder, like, see, people get it twisted. A lot of people say, oh, Wilder, 40 bum fights and all this bullshit. You know, a lot of the guys that Wilder fought were definitely in the top 15. You know, probably most of them, probably all of them. I don't know who wasn't in the top 15. You know what I'm saying? Off the top of my head. But a lot of them, like Johan Duhaupas and, you know, different guys like that, I guarantee you they were in the top 15. You know, Eric Molina at the time. Because Eric Molina later fought Dominic Breazeale for a eliminator spot. And that's why Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory. So Eric Molina, Johan Duhaupas, you know, Stavern was the champ, so he don't count. Luis Ortiz, all these guys were ranked guys, you know, and that's what I'm saying. There's just different levels to the heavyweight division. And you know, people would not accept Deontay Wilder fighting an unheralded Tom Sawyer or Souza, whatever his name is, Schwartzka. You know that. So you can say whatever, like, put it this way, that once again, the pressure for black fighters is always more extreme, whether you guys want to admit it or not. Errol Spence, he can't get no solid work. You know, maybe he can now, I don't know. But before, it seemed to be a problem at welterweight. I could go to the IBF. You know what? Let's do it. Fuck it. What am I talking about? Let's play a little game. I'm with it. If you guys don't believe me, we're going to do this. Y'all want to play a game? Hey, if y'all want to play this little game that we like to play, and then you guys tell me what you think. If you want to play a game, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? We going to play. I'm going to give you everything you want. I told you, new media. We're going to give you what you want. If y'all want to play a game, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? All right, the fans want to play. So let's play. We're going to play a little game. We're going to play a little game. That's all. Fans want to play. Okay. IBF. Errol Spence is an IBF champion. Let's play this game. So these are the newest rankings with the IBF. You know, the updated rankings. Okay, boom, we got action. There's nobody in the number one spot. Can y'all see? There's nobody in the number 1 or 2 spot. I don't know why the IBF does that. But you look right here. The number 3 guy, his name is Kerman Lajaraga, right? The number 4 guy is Kudratio Abdu Karvar. The number 5 guy is Kita Obara. And then you don't get to any names you recognize until after number 6. Andre Berto and Rashidi Ellis. You know, I know them, right? So, let's play a little game. Y'all wanted to play, right? If Errol the True Spence Jr. fought Kerman Lejaraga or Quadratio, this guy, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. We're going to leave it up like that. From Uzbekistan. Yeah, so he fought one of these guys who are the highest ranked people. My dude Kerman. What would y'all say about Errol Spence? So the black channels. Look, let's hear it. If Errol Spence, who just beat Mikey Garcia, fought number 3 ranked IBF Kerman Lajaraga or Quadratio, you know, whatever, what would y'all say? What would y'all say about Errol Spence? I want to hear it. I'd still watch. You can't even spell watch. You need to watch Night School. He said I wouldn't cry about it. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You see, exactly. Cherry picking. That's what they would say. Knowing he's the boogeyman and he can't get no good work except for Terrence Crawford. He's the only one, you know, really actively and been consistent about, you know, I would fight the fight, you know, and seemed like he really would follow through with it. People would insert a name and say he's ducking. Decaf would murder him. I would not like it very much either. Exactly. So that's the highest ranking guy. So like you're not going to attempt to play these games with new media. That is the highest ranked person with the IBF. He's ranked number 3. And you know, if Errol Spence, despite anything else, fought Kerman, you know, this Kerman guy or Quadradio or whatever, you know, whatever that guy's name was, you know what people would say. You know that wouldn't go down well. And you know Errol Spence wants to smoke. Errol Spence is not afraid. He'll fight anybody, right? Errol Spence is not coming off a fight where he was nearly destroyed in the 12th round. And he's coming off a beautiful masterclass performance against an elite guy like Mike Garcia, and he made it look easy. They would demolish his name. Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. That's what I'm saying. And this, my friends, and I told you, you guys didn't want to, I told you didn't want to play this game with me because I know what I'm saying is true. You guys can say whatever, oh, it's not about race and all this bullshit, but we know what it is. I'm not saying it's about race for me. Don't ever get that misconstrued. I'm talking about them. I'm never talking about us, you know, the real just boxing fans. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about old media, and I'm talking about how they would act, right? Errol Spence would get slaughtered if he fought that, no matter what the, you know, circumstance, and, you know, even if it got ordered and he had to do it, like Carlos Ocampo. He got ordered to fight him. He got ordered to fight him. They would still, oh, why is he fighting Carlos Ocampo? We know the games. Like, this is what they do. You know? Here's another one. We're going to keep playing the game. I told you. We don't stop. We don't die. We multiply. Now we're on the WBO. Let's look at the other champion who happens to be black at welterweight. His name is Terrence Crawford. So let's look at it. Terrence Crawford is the female, I mean, he's the male champ. The female champ is Cecilia Brækhus. So in the WBO, Egidijus Kavaliauskas is the #1 guy. You know, Mean Machine, right? From Lithuania. If he fights him, you know you're gonna have people say, "When? Come on, Bud. When is Bud gonna step up?" They're gonna blame him, even though this guy's ranked #1. Hold on. I know we making it hard to eat. Like Cassie said, I'm about to make it hard to eat like toothpaste. My flow dope like I go in the booth and shoot bass. We making it hard to eat like toothpaste. I know it. Okay, that's a little bit too big. Hold on. Y'all just got to look at it from there. Bear with me. I'm about to make it hard to eat like toothpaste. So Mean Machine's ranked #1. Amir Khan, ha ha ha, he's ranked #2. Crawford's actually fighting him, you know, and people are complaining about the fight. Jesse Vargas is ranked #3. He has an upcoming fight with Humberto Soto. And then #4, the Latino champ, it says, is Luis Alberto Veron. And then look, guess what? Your boy Kerman Lajaraga is back from Spain. So this was completely random. I just took the welterweight division because we all know about the welterweight division. And guess what? I found this Kerman Lajaraga dude from Spain that nobody's really heard of. And he's ranked at least in 2 sanctioning bodies. I did this within 5 minutes. But once again, when it comes to the black fighter, the Black Channel. If Errol Spence fights my man Kerman from Spain and man downs him, you know what's going to be said. Come on, he needs to move up and fight Canelo. When is he moving up to middle? He's a true middleweight. If Terrence Bud Crawford smokes Kerman Lajaraga, you know, like a pack of Newports, you know, like some Kush, like the sativa, then they're going to blame Crawford and say, come on, his resume. But I didn't even check with the WBC to see where he's ranked, to see if he is ranked, and I found somebody. So once again, I don't know how they come up with all the rankings. Some divisions aren't really stacked, you know, but we know what's a good fight, and we know what the fights that we want and the fights we'll pay for. So this Kerman dude, I just found a couple minutes worth of work. I just found a random name, right? Kerman Lajaraga from Spain that I have never even really seen fight. Then I can go type, you know, copy and paste, type his name to YouTube and see, like, oh yeah, he ain't fucking with Errol Spence. Oh yeah, he ain't fucking with Bud. You know, Terrence Crawford would destroy him, you know, and then see like little flaws and deficiencies in his style that match up well with Terrence Crawford, or make it so Errol would destroy him, because he just destroyed Mikey Garcia and Lamont Peterson. And I think Lamont Peterson, you know, he took a tough fight with Sergey Lipinets coming off the Spence fight. Wasn't a good look, and that's why, you know, I want to salute him on a good career, but it didn't look good last night for Lamont Peterson in the ring, you know. But toast to him, hell of a career. But anyway, so now I have an easy way to sell it. I could be like, oh, he's ranked number 2 with the IBF, or 3, and he's ranked, you know, in top 10 with the WBO. I checked, yeah, with the WBO, or vice versa. You guys get what I'm saying. So I have him. I found this Kerman guy, and he's ranked with 2 sanctioning bodies. You see how that works? So this Tom guy, it doesn't take but 2 seconds of work to look at the, you know, to have someone fax you a copy of the WBC rankings and all these rankings, and then that's your justification. And then you look on BoxRec. Okay, Tom Sawyer, he's 6'6", so we'll just go with that. He's a big guy. He's ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies, despite the fact that no one fucking knows him in the United States. Boom, we got Tyson Fury's next opponent. But again, the problem is, old media, let a black fighter do that. Kerman, my man Kerman, I stopped. He might be ranked in all the sanctioning bodies. You know, I stopped. I only looked at the IBF and the WBO. But we all know in our heart of hearts, unless we're going to lie to ourselves, that old media, you know, and the media in general, if Terrence Crawford fought this Kerman dude for any reason, even though he's ranked in at least 2 of the sanctioning bodies at welterweight, top 5, top 10 or whatever, right? Or Terrence Crawford, we know how they would react. So, yeah, I'm not sold on this Tom Schwartz fight just because he happens to be ranked. Because, again, I don't even know how they come up with some of these people ranking. You know, the only name on the IBF in the top 6, 7 spaces I noticed that I know their whole body of work was Andre Berto and Rashidi Ellis. So how are these other dudes, you know, why is no one in the 1 or 2 spot? You know, how is Berto ranked behind these other guys? He just beat Devin Alexander. Rashidi Ellis, that's my guy. You know, he be sparring with Demetrius Andrade. He be whooping fools. So why is he ranked behind Berto, and why is he not ranked in the top, you know, before Kerman? So again, I don't even know how they're coming up with this. I don't know, because I don't know. You know what? I got another, man, I told you, they're not fucking with new media. Now, we gonna do it like this. I told you, stop playing with us. You should have left us alone. You chose not to. That's your choice. Now you're gonna get this work. Now we're gonna take it here. BoxRec. Boom. You never know. You just never know, huh? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I told y'all to stop playing with me, huh? Let's get it. So we here now. Now I just looked him up. Yeah. So look, now you can say Kerman Lajaraga is 27-0 with 22 knockouts from Spain. He's 5'9", so he's a tall welterweight, guys. This is what he looks like. Even though no one's heard of him. You know. So that looks like a good record, right? Let's see if we notice anybody that we know since he's ranked in at least 2 sanctioning bodies. You know. Okay, he fought David Avanesian. Actually, okay, I know who this dude is then. Just from that. Okay, so he beat a David Avanesian who Lamont Peterson beat on the Broner Granados card. I was there. See how my memory works? Boxing Encyclopedia. All right, he beat Frankie Gavin last November, who got stopped by Kell Brook, who lost to Leonard Bundu. Johnny, hold on. He beat Johnny Navarrete. He beat Johnny Johnny. So he beat, you know, Baby Shark or whatever. Johnny telling la. He beat Super Skeet, who I never rated. He's just, you know, he's a tall welterweight. Look, Jose Del Rio. That sounds like a vacation spot. Jose Antonio Abreu. Like, who are any of these other people? Gabor Gorbix. Who the fuck is that, bro? That sounds like a super villain, like human name and shit. Gabor Gorbix. Hey, bro. You can't just be in class like, okay, John Smith. You know, Cindy Brady. Present here. Gabor Gorbix. Motherfucker sound like a diet cereal. What the fuck? I don't know no Gabor Gorbix. Look, who are these dudes? Who the fuck is Denton Vassell, Laszlo, Javier Garcia Roach? Yeah, motherfucker, it's me, Javier Garcia Roach, out this motherfucker. You know, Mary Lou Henner, Miguel Aguilar, Felix Kleins. Like, bro, who is this? Newsgar? Man, get me the fuck off this page, bro. Y'all pissing me off. Man, I'm not doing this. You go to BoxRec. Who are any of those guys that he beat? The only people I noticed were domestic level UK guys. Frankie Gavin, who got knocked out and destroyed by Kell Brook, lost to Bundu. Super Skeet, who I believe got knocked out before, you know, before he hit the La Jarga or whatever guy dude. And then, I don't know, David Avanesian, who lost to Lamont Peterson, who just got stopped yesterday. Someone said Gabor Gorbix, a motherfucking Dragon Ball Z character. Stop it, please. The motherfucker Gabor gonna go Super Saiyan and shit. Fucking Gabor Gorbix. Get the fuck out of here. You know, that's my alias. I'm gonna go to fights under that alias. They're like, you want to pick up your credential? What's your name? They call me Gabor Gorbix. Hold on. My dude Nelson Santos, he usually got real reliable information. Somebody had an 0-19-3 record. That can't be right. I didn't see that, bro. Are you being serious, Nelson? Did somebody really have a 0-19-3 record, bro? Oh my God. Please don't tell me that, Nelson. Did you really see that? Hold on. We got to look. I hope it's not my man, Gabor. Get my dude, Gabor Gorbix. Did you really see somebody with a record like that? 10-9-0. Oh, wow. Shout out to Nelson Santos. My boy, Yair Cortez, he really is 0-19-3 out this motherfucker. Bro, how, what? I've seen it where they had like 3-6 wins and shit. My guy got, he black. What is he black? Oh my God. Oh, he won one. Look, he back in the game. He won one now. He really got him a win finally. Hey, who, like, if he had 30-something fights and he lost or drew in all of them, who did he beat? Like I would be mad if he. I mean, not trying to disrespect him like that, but if he beat me, but he lost to 33 out of 38 people, you know, I'm mad, bro. Who did he beat? My dude really caught him a body. Okay, so he beat this Pablo Intestines dude. See, I love BoxRec. BoxRec beat. Oh, he beat another motherfucker with no. Oh my god, this who he beat, y'all. He beat a dude with 0-3 record. Man, I thought he was like really. He improved or something. This motherfucker look 0-3. Hey guys, sorry I didn't get the W. This motherfucker really look 0-3 on some real shit. That's a 0-3 ass look, bro. Like, be real. Be real. Don't front. Don't front. Don't front. Don't front on the kid. Tell me that don't look 0-3. Tell me that don't look like a 0-3. Hey guys, I did my best. I did my best. I did my best. Hey, don't front. That don't look 0-3. That don't look 0-3. Hey, y'all full of shit, bro. That look, hold on, I'm gonna show you again. Hold on. I tried. God damn it, I tried. I did my best. Hey, man. See what I'm talking about? What? My dude Nelson Santos came in clutch. He was like, damn, somebody had 0-19-3. His record was 0-19-3. Hey, bro. I wouldn't even tell people I fight if that was my record. You're like, hey, what do you meet a fine ass woman at the club? What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a substitute teacher. I am not telling you I box if my record. She's like, oh, you're a fighter. Because you know, okay, you trying to mac on the honey. I'm going to tell you how it go. You be at the bar, you trying to mac on the honey. You know, hey, I send you across the room. You know, you try to get in your Mac Daddy Denzel mode, your LL Cool J vibe. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall and you tell her you a boxer. Naturally, you know because you want to see how good you are. That's how women work. I know women. Your boy know women. I promise you, I know women. Women, they could be nosy. I'm trying to tell. They can be nosy. If you tell her, because I had it happen to me. I'm not the fighter, but when I tell girls, they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" I'm like, "I'm a YouTuber, sweetheart." She's like, "YouTube?" And then she want to come. You're like, "What's your channel?" And I don't be telling them. They found me. I was like, "How the fuck she find me?" Like, I don't be telling. I don't like everyone on my shit. You know, I've had people like women. They found me on the net. I'm like, I didn't give her nothing. How'd she find me on the net? I'm not even using my government. How'd she know? That's what I'm saying. Women can be nosy. So if you tell a woman you a fighter, she gonna want to see that record or some tape of you. You can't just show no chick no tape of you losing, getting beat and shit. You know, see, this is round 7 when I tried my best. Nah, bro. So if I had an 0-19-3 record, I'm just being real. I wouldn't even tell people. I'd be like, yeah, I'm an electrician. You know, I do a little plumbing work. IT stuff. I'm not telling her I box. That's just me. KO, what up, though? Damn. But anyway, you guys seen through that quick exercise how easy it was for me to find somebody who doesn't look like experience-wise has the level of to fuck with a Crawford or Spence. You know, it's boxing, so you never know. But from what I've seen on Crawford and Spence, that guy looks inexperienced. Lajaga or whatever. You know, it don't look like. You know, I haven't watched him fight like that. I seen the David Evanesian fight, but beating a guy like David Avenesian, that's not the same as beating Crawford. That's not the same as beating Errol Spence. Errol Spence will beat your fucking rib cage out. I tell you, they need to give Spence and Crawford their own headphones. Beats by Crawford, beats by Crawdaddy, you know, beats by Bud, something like that. You know, man down beats by Errol Spence, because Errol Spence have been known to put them 808 drums on your fucking rib cage. He gonna put them Dre 808s on you. What he was doing to Mikey Garcia, I was like, damn, he's trying to beat the snack about this guy. I was there, and I was like, oh my gosh. He hit, it might have been that round 9, because that was the worst, but it was around that time. He hit Mikey with like a 3 to 4 piece body shot combo, all body shot. He said, bah, 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 bah. I was like, oh my, why is he doing this? These Beats by Errol headphones is like really slapping. He really put like a 3 to 4 piece on his body, like viciously. Mikey Garcia is tough, you know, nobody could take that away from him. But when I seen that, I was like, oh my gosh, why? What did you see, Mikey? Why did you do this? I love Mikey, but why did you do this? Because these Beats by Spence headphones, they, you know, they come with extra bass. You know, they definitely charged up. You know how like you forget the plug or something, you don't charge the Errol Spence, the Beats by Spence, the headphones were on 100%. They were fully charged when he fought Mikey Garcia, because I'm telling you, I was there. Oh my gosh, the way he was hitting this man. Like I said, he was tough, but that's about all I could say about Mikey Garcia when I was in the AT&T Stadium and the Beats by Spence headphones were on display. It was bad, y'all. So again, there's nothing that Lajara or whatever, there's no one he's beat that's better than Spence. That just from looking at his resume. I don't even have to see him fight. So, you know, fighters could rise to the occasion and make a name for himself. But, yeah, you know, beating Frankie Gavin, who looks like he's 5'5". You know, he looked much smaller than Kell Brook, who didn't look that small next to Errol. You know, Kell Brook was feeding Frankie Gavin so many chocolate brownies. After Errol Spence fought Kell Brook, he was eating chocolate brownies. So, you know, Jaga, he didn't fight nobody on that level of Crawford or Bud. Bud's a serial killer too. You know, we could talk about him. He's a murderer from Omaha. You know, he's like the BTK killer. No, the BTK killer is not from Omaha. B2K, or not B2K. That Omari on this shit. Gotta be your everything. The BT, bind, torture, kidnap motherfucker. He from Kansas, but I know it's one of these Midwest motherfuckers. Errol Spence, he's a serial killer. And I tried telling y'all, this motherfucker this how I know Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. This how I know he's a serial killer. Because he's doing serial killer activities in the ring, and he's laughing about it. I'm like, okay, you heard him, but why are you laughing? Bro, I've been to so many Bud fights, and he was laughing. Like like this is like a playground to him. So y'all think it's a game. Terrence Crawford is okay, let me tell you something. I watch boxing all the time. When Canelo was walking down Mr. Mexican style Triple G, there were no smirks. I never seen Triple G smiling. That whole fight, really. I didn't see Triple G. No, guys. He wasn't tick, tick, tick. He wasn't doing none of that. I see Crawford get hit, you know, on occasion, or be inflicting the pain, and he's laughing. He's smiling. He thinks it's Honig picture day at school. You remember them Honig pictures? I don't know who does pictures for kids now, but back in the day, it was Honig. He thinks it's Honig picture day. He's laughing at his competition. I'm talking about gold medalist. He's laughing at him. Like this is like he had Chuck E. Cheese and shit, and they recycling the pizza slices. I heard about that Chuck E. Cheese. He was bro. Do you know how many fights he was I think he's laughed in all of his fights. Them motherfuckers like a fucking hyena or something. He's like laughing. as he's dogging people. That ain't ordinary, bruh. He is a savage competitor. He was doing Felix Diaz so greasy, and he was playing patty cake with his head, and then he went like this. He knocked on okay, see, y'all not understanding me. Felix Diaz, he's short, but he's an Olympic gold medalist. You know, the thing Vasily Lomachenko gets all the praise in the world for because he has 2 gold medals. Yeah, that thing. Felix Diaz won an Olympic gold medal, and he beat Sammy Vasquez, and he beat him bloody, and we haven't really even seen Sammy Vasquez since that, and then he fought Collazo, and then got knocked out, and we haven't really seen him since. He was playing with Felix Diaz. This is an Olympic gold medalist. Crawford didn't go to the Olympics. He was playing with them, and you know how embarrassing that is to be getting your ass beat, and then someone starts knocking on your head? Like playing these little games, like patty cakes and shit. Crawford, he be doing the fool. You know, he knocked out Jose Benavidez with, bro, that uppercut was just disgusting. Like, I was about to leave the arena when I seen that. See, y'all don't get into boxing. Y'all don't hear Jimmy. Y'all don't get into boxing like me. I was going to leave the arena because the way he slipped the uppercut, and if you really run it back and watch the sequence, he fed Jose Benavidez a disgusting uppie, right? And then he tried to take the man's head off with a hook. And based on the way Benavidez crumbled and fell, he missed the hook. But it would have been worse, because I think Jose Benavidez maybe got to his feet. I don't remember. But if Jose Benavidez would have caught that hook as he was falling, it would have been. Look how hard Terrence Crawford threw the hook after the uppie. It was disgusting. Just the fighter's instinct. You know, it was kind of similar, but since Crawford's smaller, it was super quick and super swift. But when Tyson Fury got knocked out and knocked down in the 12th round, Wilder followed up and hit him with a hook. But Crawford tried for the hook, and he threw it he gunned it in so fast, like a MLB pitcher. He gunned that fucking hook after the uppie. I'm done. Ego said he almost left the arena. I did, because I was like, oh my God. That was, you know, because the fight was good. It was competitive. Crawford was pulling away. You know, he was winning. But then, he didn't even, and see, this is the thing. Crawford closes the show even when he doesn't have to. I've seen him do this all the time. He was beating Victor Postal's ass, and in the 12th round, he was the one dogging Postal, encouraging a dogfight. He could have easily, even Floyd. Floyd is great. Floyd is a G. Floyd's a legend, right? But even Floyd, when he has the fight won, based on probably being older and stuff, you know, and moving up all these weight classes, Floyd, sometimes he'll give you the 12th round, and he'll just be celebrating, you know, just stick and move, or he'll just give up the round because he knows he doesn't have to do anything. Crawford still be going after it, even though that's how he produced the knockout of Jose Benavidez. He could have easily just skipped and moved and be like, you know, I'm at home, I'll just give up this round, or just throw out a couple jabs and, you know, stick and move. He didn't. He was still trying to, you know, hurt. So, you know, bottom line, these other dudes with no experience like that, I don't really see them, you know, I don't see them, you know, a better chance of somebody beating Crawford or Spence would be a name we know. You know, I don't see one of these other guys. And the other thing, the great thing about Spence and the great thing about Crawford, from what I've seen, you know, they take this craft seriously. You know, they don't seem like just consumed by money only, where you know, where the money gets to their head to the point where they're not. Crawford he be making money, but he be training in Colorado. See, Errol Spence and Crawford is gonna be an amazing fight when they fight, because they're too much alike. You know, too competitive, both savage. It's gonna be a crazy fight, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. But anyway, Crawford versus a Broner and you know, other guys like Robert Easter at times, is they have stated they've moved training camps to Miami or something because they kept getting distracted being at home. Crawford knows himself, and he knows what's best for him. So sometimes if he feels it's a big fight and it's a distraction, he'll go train in Colorado, away from Omaha, so he's away from the maddening crowd, away from, you know, possibly away from his family. I don't know with the, you know, his living situation, but he'll get away from that. So, you know, Crawford and Spence to me are like the students that you can leave the classroom and go to the office real quick, or go to the printer in the library, and then they're still going to be doing, you know, leave them with the work and chapters to read. They're going to be doing what they're supposed to be doing in class. You know, they're not going to be missing steps and, you know, getting up, joking around. So that's what I like, the discipline in both of those young men. But anyway, back to Tyson Fury. I just showed you guys this Jaraga guy or whatever. He's ranked in at least 2 sanctioning bodies, and nobody knows him. So, you know, that's the equivalent to me of how you can easily find a guy who happens to be ranked, who happens to have a, because the guy has a good record. I just showed you. I showed you the whole shit, bro. Hold on. I just found a guy within 2 minutes of work that has a good resume. You know, not good resume in terms of who he fought, who he beat. Look, this is a guy, he has an 81% knockout ratio, and he's 27-0 with 22 knockouts. You know, so from an announcer perspective, and he's ranked in at least 2 sanctioning bodies. He's enrolled in VADA, so he looks like the model citizen. But again, this is what the matchmakers and promoters do, as little, like, tricks. This is what they do for little ploys and tricks, where they'll pick somebody like that, like they're doing for Tyson Fury, and then they'll say, oh, he's a big guy. I mean, this guy's 6'6", guy. They know they don't expect Tyson Fury to lose to Tom Schwarza. You know, if he does, and that, you know, that might be a testament to how much damage Wilder put on him. But I don't think they're anticipating him losing to Tom Schwarza. That's why the fight was made. Wilder got people spooked. That 12th round was like when Debo said, "You want some of this too, old man?" And he was like, no. That power got people thinking twice. That Wilder power. Now, I'm sorry it's taken this long for me to get to the title of the video, but let's talk about that. World Boxing News. You know, I'm just going to show you. I made a video about it, but fuck it. World Boxing News got this article from Bob Arum. Look at Bob Arum's, he's savage. Bob Arum be savage with it. It says, Bob Arum, listen. Bob Arum advises Clueless Eddie Hearn to ship out of the U.S. Wow. Bob talking greasy. Bob funny. It says Eddie Hearn is an okay guy, but he's too full of himself to be effective. Dazn has him doing events in the U.S. Everybody looking at it knows it's a mash. He's spending, hold on. It says he's spending money on these ridiculous programs on Dazn that nobody cares about. He's spending more money on these shows than Al Heyman is on PBC, or even what we're doing on ESPN. But the difference is we both, Al Heyman and himself, top rank in PBC, we both understand the U.S. market, which Eddie Hearn doesn't. Bob Arum continues by saying Dazn itself would be much better advised having fights other than Canelo, which will get a lot of attention. They would be much better off. Dazn turning over their domestic program in the U.S. to Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy. At least Oscar De La Hoya knows the market, particularly the Hispanic market. Eddie Hearn don't have a clue. For example, Eddie Hearn did a fight in Philly on Friday night that there wasn't much attendance. One of the reasons is they sold all of the tickets out of the United Kingdom, the UK, when the fight was in Philly. This type of activity showed that it couldn't work when the Revolutionary War was fought with George Washington fighting the Brits. You don't run a promotion in the US from the UK and have all the tickets come out of the UK. It makes no sense. It wouldn't make sense if we had a fight with Frank Warren in the UK and controlled everything from the US. Boom. Bob Arum, OG Bobby. OG Bobby coming with flames, bro. Once again, new media. You guys can believe. See, this is why people. This is what these other channels don't understand. Like, they always throw shots at me and stuff like that. But you can say whatever, and you might even be able to get people to believe you. But what's done in the dark comes to light, and over time, people will still see who's giving them and feeding them proper information. That's why I don't care what people say about me, because once again, new media, we come up. Eagles Army, we come up. Bob Arum is hitting and saying, he's hitting on points, saying things that I've told you guys well before this interview was published. Once again, you look at old media, you look at these other YouTube channels, they say these radical things, and then you ask other people in the industry like Bob Arum or promoters or fighters or trainers, nobody is quoting what old media says, you know. Or when Wilder gave me that shout out, or Andre Ward, you know, said, hey, this, like Ego, he pays attention to the fighters, he spends some time so he understands it better, you know. Or when Wilder said, I watch your channel, blah, blah, blah. The reason they're saying this is because I'm not saying a bunch of ludicrous shit. Yeah, we have a good time. Yeah, we have entertainment. I joke around. But the knowledge, these fighters aren't stupid. These trainers aren't stupid. They know who has knowledge in this game. And there's a lot of people who, you know, it's glamorous to be a YouTuber now. When I started, it wasn't. I pioneered this game, you know, in the boxing world. Not like in every market, but in terms of boxing. Now everyone wants to do it. But the whole thing is, not everyone knows what the fuck they're talking about. Boxing is a small niche group. And if you keep feeding the public wrong information, it's going to show. Now, I've told you a lot of what Bob Arum just said there. You know, the thing, this is literally what I said before the Dazn raised the price by double, before the turn of this year, you know, when it was still in, when Dazn just came out. I told you, Dazn as a new company, they're faced with a couple of issues. One of those issues that I explained to you guys, which I still believe, Bob Arum is now obviously believes it because he's saying something similar, is I told you, Dazn has all this money that they're willing to spend and splurge. New company trying to be innovative, no problem. But you picked as your spokesperson to launch this. The first face that resonated with people who are hardcore at watch boxing was Eddie Hearn. You picked Eddie Hearn, who has no real U.S. stable, especially when you picked him, when this first started. So the thing is, they're already a couple paces behind because you have no U.S. stable. Like, let's say Dazn came out in May, roughly May of last year. You know, that's when it was starting to be talked about. May of last year, he had to hunt and look for American talent or just fighters to sign to the platform. Because he's the, you know, he has Rematch Room, which is a UK company. You know, most of their business is in infrastructure is set up in the UK, which is what Bob Arum is telling you. Right? Versus if John Skipper and the powers that be with Dazn hooked up with Al Heyman, if he liked the deal and you know, took the deal and did this distribution thing, he has Errol Spence, Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Matas, Gervonta Tate. He has certified stars, Jermell and Jamal Charlo, great fighters to watch, great jabs. Right, Deontay Wilder. He has so deep of a state. Chris Areola, you know, just got a win. So he has all these guys. F.A. Ajagba, Joey Spence. He got all these guys. Lada. So he would be able to put on mad shows right off the gate, just like that. For Eddie Hearn, he hadn't really set up shop and really made any real headway. I think he had Daniel Jacobs, you know, but he didn't have like a deep American stable. So you entrusted a UK promoter who doesn't have a massive following. And then what Bob Arum is saying, and you guys can go listen to the article. I made a video. The link is in that description, so you can go look at it yourself. But further, he says that Eddie Hearn, he believes, is egotistical. He said Eddie Hearn wants to be all in the video and, you know, do all these videos and cute shit. And, you know, instead of handling business. That's paraphrasing. That's what he said. Can you guys hear me? Because the chat just completely stopped. So I know sometimes when I get on a rant, it stops because y'all listen. But I'm just, if you guys can show some signs of life, if you guys are still here, that would be great. because I haven't seen the chat move in. Yeah, y'all gotta occasionally. I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be like some good ass listeners and shit. I'll be like, oh shit, I'm just talking to myself now. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. So anyway, he had to set up shop and look for fighters versus Top Rank. They wouldn't have had to do that. If Top Rank did this deal, Bob Arum already had people he could start launching with. You know what I'm saying? He has Shakur Stevenson, he has Terrence Crawford, he has Lomachenko. You know, guys have been developed in America, even if they aren't American. Lomachenko's been on American cards. You know, he's been the headliner in New York, been the headliner in so all these other promoters were already ahead in America. We're already ahead of the curve in America as opposed to Eddie Hearn. So on top of being a new app, that's what you're faced with. And Bob Arum is saying that. And I told you, one of the other problems with Dazn that I've seen, Dazn should really listen if they want to improve. I'm not saying this to, like, you know, pick sides and get mad, but I'm a boxing fan and I pay attention. The other mistake, aside from the price points and all this type shit, the other mistake they're doing is, it's apparent, like Bob Arum is saying, and I've told you, I don't think Eddie Hearn fully grasps the American market. It's not the same. You playing game. I've said the same thing. That's why it's crazy. You're just hearing it from somebody else say it. You know, you're hearing a Jewish businessman say it instead of me. Bob Arum saying the same thing I've been telling you, right? Of course, we want to see Teofimo fight again. He gets scrapped, but I don't think Eddie Hearn fully grasped the American market. For example, one thing I told you, that game he was playing with Deontay Wilder, right? Asking people in New York who a guy from Alabama is, it's clear to me you don't know America like that, because you're not, America's just too big. It's too vast. You can't, just because you're the man in your city or the man in your state, that means nothing when you cross state lines. You could be the king of California, the king of Baltimore. You could be the king of Philly, the king of New York. That don't mean it crosses over to all of America's. You get what I'm saying? Think about, picture some dude being the fucking man in New York. He come out to Cali, that don't mean nothing. Vice versa. You could be the man in Compton, but if you go to the Bronx, what does that mean? You know, we're talking about they're different regions, you know? And I don't think the UK is quite as, well, I know it's not as big. So it's just different. It's just different. You know, you're asking people in New York, you know, when we, and I've told you the same things. We got baseball players. We got a lot of celebrities, you know, like The Rock and J-Lo and all this shit. You know, A-Rod, LeBron James. We got all this stuff. Steph Curry. There's a lot going on here. Conor McGregor, Floyd. We got a lot of stars that make a name in different sports and stuff. So I think Eddie Hearn greatly underestimated the American market. He thought he just set up shop, throw some money at people, and everyone just run amok and come to Dazn. And we haven't seen that to be the case. Shout out to Mir. He said, all the while disrespecting Al Heyman. That's the man who's putting money in these fighters' pockets. Exactly. And you notice, once again, this is why new media continues to prevail. And, you know, I have to keep tooting our horn because it's true. Fighters are not betraying Al Heyman. They're not going against the grain. They're believing in his lead, you know. Al Heyman, I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if it's the Get Out movie, but for whatever reason, they seem, every time I hear, he be like, oh yeah, Al Heyman has a good game plan. Whether they're Latino, Mexican, black, white, the different people I see, Cuban, they're thankful of Al Heyman. The only people talking bad about Al Heyman are usually competitors, and you got to take that with a grain of salt. You know, if someone's allegedly my competitor on YouTube, then you got to be cautious of what they say. Tell them to show receipts, especially if they think they're my competition. You know, why would you entrust that? You know? Yeah, Vanes Martirosyan's the only one, and he's like coming crawling back and apologizing to the WBC because he sees. And then now he's mad at Don King. So to me, you know, no disrespect, you know, as a man, but it sounds like he's the problem. You know, You blaming everybody. First you were saying Al Heyman was horrible and the WBC. Now you were apologizing to Al Heyman and the WBC and saying Don King is, you know, way worse, basically. So, you know, and your team had you taking a Triple G fight for no fucking reason to get knocked out in 2 rounds. So, you know, competitors and fans, like old media fans, they the only ones complaining about Al. I ain't heard Errol Spence say one bad thing. He like, man, I'll fight anybody. I'm going to talk to my team. I'm tell them to call Al. Errol Spence is telling you to, if you want to fight me, call Al. We get that done. We get that lined up. Leo Santa Cruz naming his son after Al. The only ones hating on that are competitors or old media. But again, it's not so much what people say, it's what you see. Why didn't Dazn be able to, why weren't they able to snatch Deontay Wilder? I'm not saying it can't ever happen, but why didn't he go right now? So obviously Wilder and all these guys entrust Al Heyman's lead to the point where they're following his advice. Some guys like Jesse Vargas, Daniel Jacobs, they liked the deal and they went over there. But more often than not, most of the Al Heyman guys that have like charisma and winning records and stuff, most of them didn't go. You know, the guys who you could put on pay-per-view, Charlos, Broner, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, Tank Davis, you know, none of them went. Wilder, you know. So it's almost like Eddie Hearn got, you know, a couple scraps. Like, you know, I'm not trying to disrespect the fighter and call him scraps, but you get what I'm saying. Like they just got whoever they wanted to give, you know. Oh yeah, you can have Brandon Rios. You know, you can have him because like basically you could keep him busy for us. You know, they using Dazn as a foot warmer, as a footy. Yeah. Oh yeah, keep Jesse Vargas busy for us. We just got him from Top Rank. You know, he had a draw with Broner, you know, and the draw, you know, you keep him busy. And Dazn out here, bro, this is chestnut checkers. Dazn out here spending resources on this, you know, to make a main event, Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme. So, you know, that venue looked nice in Chicago. So, hope it's worth it. This is what Bob Arum was talking about. What type of number did that shows do? Like, and see, bro, this is what I'm saying. I don't know if Eddie Hearn really knows the market. I really don't. Because why would you put Jesse Vargas, Thomas Delorme in Chicago? The venue looked dope, but this is what Arum's talking about. Eddie Hearn, let me read his quote again for you guys. He says, Dazn is doing events in the U.S. Everybody looking at it knows it's a mash. He's spending money on these ridiculous programs on Dazn that nobody cares about. Again, this is why you have to agree with OG Bobby Arum. You're renting out a very nice facility, a brand new facility at that in Chicago for your main event, Jesse Vargas and Thomas Delorme. A fight that nobody really, that I seen, got behind or like was just like, I gotta see these two guys fight. You know, last time I heard, and I'm not even being funny, Thomas Delorme was with Mayweather Promotions and he was driving Uber on the side because he couldn't get no fights. So, you know, I'm covering fights in Vegas and motherfuckers taking me to the fight, you know, to the media room and shit through Uber. That was their main event. Once again, you got this nice ass facility in Chicago, and then that's your card. And you put Gerald Big Baby Miller versus Thomas Adamak. Now, Thomas Adamak is Polish, but he was retired. There's a lot of Polish people in Chicago. That's the reason I brought up him being Polish. So, again, you have to understand the market. So that's cool. There's a lot of Polish people in Chicago, but Thomas Adamak was retired. So why they want to go see him get stopped by Gerald Miller? You know, it's not like it was like a good fight for him. So we got a former cruiserweight that's Polish in a place like Chicago, which granted they have a lot of Polish fans. So why would Polish fight fans want to come out for that card to see their fighter get knocked out and sent into retirement again by a 317-pound Gerald Big Baby Miller. You know, a former cruiserweight versus that moved up to heavyweight. I'm not taking that away from it. But a former cruiserweight moved up to heavyweight, wasn't the biggest dude, fighting a 317-pound. So basically, you think Polish fighters, you think Polish fight fans want to come knowing their fighter has a strong chance of getting destroyed, which he did get destroyed. This is not making sense to me. Like, the thing is, Conor McGregor fans, based on his attitude and his demeanor, or whatever you want to call it, if a million Irish people come out, they're coming out to support, for one, but a lot of people think he can actually beat Khabib Nurmagomedov and is a good fight. But if you put Conor McGregor versus Francis Ngannou in there, you know, who wants to see that? Who you think a bunch of Irish fans are going to want to see a fight where, you know, it's not looking good on the on the sports bet like that? Fucking Conor versus Francis Ngannou or Daniel Cormier. That doesn't really make sense to me. I could keep going. We ain't done enough. Then I sent a fighter to that fight that lived in that. Sent videographer to that fight to cover it for you guys. Got no views for it. But whatever. I'm not tripping. In addition, if I'm not mistaken, this was last year, people. But I do believe that there was another fight on that night that was bigger. You know? And Dazn has a habit of doing this. They're not picking free weeks where there's no competition. So you're spending all this money for these nice venues or obscure venues or whatever, and then you're going up against bigger fights on the same week. How is this a good strategy? And then now you're doubling the price. How is this a good strategy? Dazn has had a lot less fights like Canelo Jacobs and a lot more fights like Jesse Vargas, Thomas Delorme. And again, they're putting them on other fight weeks. So they basically have to compete. And you're competing with the fight that's much greater. I don't know the details. I don't know if the Dazn fight was established first and then Al Haymon was like, fuck that, I'm putting my fight there too. Or Top Rank like, fuck that, I'm gonna put my fight on the same night. I don't know that. You know, I don't know who had with the fight, but the reality is that's what's happening. You know, and like I said, this is not the UK. You know, you can't just market Liam and Ted Cheeseman over here because Americans have a million things to pay for. Apple just came out with Apple TV Plus, a streaming app. Disney's coming out with one. There's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's the NBA, there's NFL Ticket, there's MLB, there's ESPN Plus, there's DAZN, you know, there's the fucking Disney Kid Network, there's Amazon Prime, there's Dropbox. You know, in America we have hella shit to pay for. Hella shit, right? And Americans want everything. So we try to get as much as we can. You know, try to purchase Hulu's and Netflix. I got all that shit, right? So, you know, bottom line, you got to be competitive. So I agree with Bob Arum. You got to be competitive. And then now they're making, you understand, ESPN Plus, I'm an affiliate, the link in the description, is $4.99 after your 7-day free trial. And that shows you ESPN gets it too. They have a 7-day trial. DAZN was doing a 30-day free trial. So you could watch the oh my God. Just from listen, from May of okay, I think they launched in August for the September or something for the Joshua Povetkin fight. So from September of last year roughly to March of this year, every fight card and fight month they have, they're allowing a 30-day free trial. How can you make money if you gave people the whole month for free. So you could watch Canelo Fielding in December and everything else they had to show for free. For that month. Price point. ESPN is $5 a month, $4.99. Dazn is $20 a month, $19.99. Not the smartest brother in the world, but 5 times 4 equals 20. So now with the month-to-month price point for this new company that hasn't improved their schedule, it costs 4 times the amount of money that it would cost you for ESPN Plus that just now acquired on top of Top Rank Boxing and, you know, 30 for 30s and shit. It just acquired the UFC. And the UFC's been putting on some good fights like Masvidal, Darren Till, you know, TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt. They've been putting this, you know, they've been putting their stars on there too. They're not going to put like Conor McGregor. He just said he retired anyway, but you know, they're not going to put the biggest of fight like Brock Lesnar versus DC on they're going to put that on pay-per-view obviously, but you know, they've been putting some good fights on there. It's 4 times more expensive for DAZN now month to month. And I don't care about some bullshit. Oh, buy $100 up front. Why would I do that? Why would I commit, me personally, why would I commit and I'm covering other fights that happen to be bigger the same week? They got to get that together. You want me to spend $100 and I'm going to miss some of the fights because I'm covering bigger fights that same fight week? You out your mind, you know? Hey, I cannot stand Muir. Muir is funny as fuck. He said, hey, it's Thomas Delorme. I'm outside with your Uber Eats order. Hey, you are so petty. You're so petty, bro. ESPN, bruh. Listen. Bruh. ESPN is literally 4 times cheaper. You can literally get ESPN Plus and Showtime. And Showtime doesn't just have sports, you know, so your family, there might be something else for your family to watch. Not just, you know, cricket and like, you know, speed canoeing and all this bullshit that Americans don't really watch. You know, fucking condom racing and, you know, just stupid shit, bro. Right? Potato sack races and all that. Well, what American just sit up at the house watching potato sack races? Like, what? Ain't nobody doing that, bro. Especially when you can watch that, you know, The Rock got a show, you know, where it's like American Gladiators. Then they got the American Ninja Warrior, or whatever the shit's called. You can watch shit like that. Ain't nobody watching no potato sack. You better put The Voice on or American Idol, a game show, you know, something like that, maybe. You know, get some motherfuckers who can sing. But anyway, so you're 4 times the price point per month. That version, if you do that, you could get ESPN Plus. We don't have to worry about HBO per se for boxing. So you could get Showtime and ESPN Plus. Fox is killing right now because you could get that with basic cable packages. He said, why? Ego's #1, fuck DAZN. I'm just saying, I don't see how that, you just got to be competitive. So Bob Arum's right. You know, DAZN, like I said, I don't know if Eddie Hearn fully grasps the landscape of America. Like, see, if you're not from America, you might not know its regions. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Hearn's, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm really trying to be helpful. Eddie Hearn's, if he came out to California, I'm from Cali. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the Bay Area, but this is my state. So he might be just dry. Eddie Hearn's could just drive through the hood. Like, this motherfucker might be on Slauson and like Crenshaw and not know what he's doing because he's not from here. Do you get what I'm saying? He might be wearing weird colors in Crenshaw. You know, and then a motherfucker like me from Cali would be like, you flamed up right now, Eddie. You might want to take all that red down. You know, or you wearing too much blue right now, Eddie. You looking like a Smurf. It's not a good thing. You know, you have to know where you're at. You have to know where you're at. Because you flamed up right now, you know. You put a Brooklynite versus a Romanian, you know, Dog Bandinu, who had no pulse in America, really. The Romanian, what's the name? Bogdan Dinu or whatever. Why'd you put that in Kansas? He said, Eddie, listening right now, taking notes. I'm like, bro, I will help. You know, I could be a ghostwriter. You know, I don't have to take credit, but you will have to pay. I got tons of ideas for boxing. I'm dead serious. I'll help. But you got to pay like you weigh. You throwing all that money at Canelo and Triple G, you got to pay like you weigh. You know, I don't have to, as long as that money right, we talking. I swear. I'm not out here trying to, I'm just keeping it real with what I see with Dazn. Like, I'm just telling, why did you do that? Why did you put, you know, Brandon Rios and Canelo brother in a barn in Kansas? Like, I don't understand that move. Brandon Rios he actually is from Kansas, but then he relocated to to California. Gerald Miller's from Brooklyn. I just don't see that. But like I said, look at you guys got to see when things aren't put in perspective, it's easy to overlook them. But there's a strategy to this. Top Rank don't just be putting fights anywhere. They put fights in certain locations to maximize their profit. You know what I'm saying? But why do you think they put Mick Connellan in New York on St. Patty's Day multiple times? Because he's Irish, and St. Patty's Day in New York is lit. I was there for one of them, and there's a dense Irish population in New York. That's free money for them. Eddie Hearn, if you look at it, Golden Boy, they've been better because they put Canelo in New York. Canelo's an attraction. So Canelo fielding in New York, that was cool. That was the first. Golden Boy knows what they're doing. This is what what's the name was selling. See, you got to understand the market. Like, okay, De La Hoya De La Hoya, I don't know if he knows how to market black fighters because he doesn't have any top black fighters. But just like Bob Arum says, when it comes to Hispanic fighters and Latino, he got that on lock. He is Latino. You know what I'm saying? Case in point. Not that many Americans knew Liam Smith, right? Like that. At the time Canelo fought him. Where did he take that fight? He took it to AT&T Stadium in Texas, where you have a lot of Mexican fans. Not just Mexican fans, but you do got a lot of Mexican fans. I just left the same venue, the same everything. There are a lot of Hispanic, Latino, Mexican fans. And then others, just people who are boxing fans. That makes sense. Let's put our Mexican fighter in Texas, where there's a lot of Hispanics, against this unknown UK guy. We could do numbers here. If they would have put Canelo Liam Smith in Vegas, I don't know that it does that great, you know. But they were able to cram 50-something thousand people into Texas because people want to see Canelo. Canelo Trout in Texas, same deal. Eddie Hearn's, like, look at the cards. You know, some of them, it don't even make sense where they're fighting. It just don't make sense. And I don't know everything about every venue in every city, but that's why you have to have people research and scout. You know, it doesn't make sense, but there's a strategy. You know, that Leo Santa Cruz, if he's fighting an opponent that's not necessarily that big, a lot of times they keep him at home. Haven't you noticed that? Haven't you know? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like Top Rank, Al Heyman, Golden Boy, even everybody else that have founders from America. You see these trends. Leo Santa Cruz, if he's fighting Kiko Martinez, if Leo Santa Cruz is fighting the guy the late sub that he just fought, a lot of times he's fighting in LA. That's an easy fit. He's from LA, right? If he's fighting Carl Frampton, okay, they might take it to New York. They might take it to Vegas because it's a bigger fight, you know, so they take it for different reasons. Wilder, they don't have him fighting hella fights in Alabama. Maybe the market is not, but he's been knocking fools out in the Barclays, so they keep bringing him back to the Barclays because now he's been anointed and the fans are familiar with Deontay Wilder at the Barclays, and he's trending good. I've been at Barclay Wilder fights like Bermain Stavern too. You know, that's why they have I mean, even though the Barclays is their East Coast location, certain people do good there. That's why their fights are there, like the Charlos. Charlos have a good style. Charlo knocked out Hatley, Charles Hatley and Erickson Lubin there. Let's bring them back. The crowd seems to like them and enjoy them. Eddie Hearn just had people fighting at, you know, random places, and the card doesn't really make sense in general. You know, like he got Katie Taylor fighting at the Slauson swap meet. Like okay, so let me get it. Okay, you got Katie Taylor. Why is she fighting a Slauson swap meet? Like I just don't get it, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes me believe that he's not versed in the areas here. You know, that's why he's playing games and asking New Yorkers who an Alabama guy is, thinking that proves something. You know, the bottom line, everything is, anything in business, you gotta play to win, and you have to stage certain things where it makes the most sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, here's another one. Here's a PBC. I don't know where Jamel's fighting because they're supposed to be on different cards, but Jamal Charlo's supposed to fight in Houston. I don't know who he's fighting, but he's supposed to fight in Houston. Okay, that makes sense. He's from Houston. But, you know, Eddie Hearn will have Gerald Miller fighting in Houston. And then there'll be a Houston fighter like the Charlos, and he'll have him fighting in, like, Idaho. Like, why? You know, why didn't you just flip that? Why if Eddie Hearn had the Charlos, you have him fighting somewhere in Wyoming or some shit. South Dakota. Like, what you going to see, Mount Rushmore? Like, why are you in South Dakota, bruh? Hey, bro. You know, he got Anthony Joshua fighting in Billings, Montana. Hey, bro, you tripping. Why is Joshua fighting in Billings, Montana, bro? Salt Lake City, Utah. Like, you don't know this area. I'm trying to tell you. Joshua getting to Billings, Montana, and he on a Native American reservation and shit. It's mad. I do a reality. I'm with, you know, he dancing with wolves and shit. With Native Americans making arrowheads and all types of shit at the casino. Hey, bro, you don't know this area like that. That's just what it is. Motherfucker fighting in South Dakota and all this weird shit, bro. You know, no disrespect to any state, but you got to do what makes sense. Like, why you think Top Rank? I'm telling you, Top Rank's good. They got my dude Gabriel Flores Jr. fighting in Stockton with Better Biev. Guess where he's from? Stockton. See how that works with Top Rank? You got a nice brand new venue. Oh, I don't know how new it is, but in Stockton, where I'm at, well, I'm not in Stockton, but I'm in Northern California. You got a place, a new venue, a nice venue, and you got a Stockton fighter fighting in Stockton. Keith Headings told me that one. Amber, what movie is that from? Amber, you're being irrational. What movie is that from? Amber, open the door. You're being irrational. So today for breakfast I had Keith Headings taught me that one. Wow, he really guessed it. Oh, wow. That impresses me. Shout out to Sir Molly Mo. He said Mo Money. Wow. All right, y'all know y'all movies. Okay. That's what I'm talking. See, these American jokes. You know, all the people from the UK, they're like, what is he talking about right now? What is he talking about? You know, they don't understand. We talking about the Wayans family. Man, these American problems. Keith Headings taught me that one. Shout out to Sir. He said, I'm a movie buff. Me too. That's why I be knowing scenes and shit. Amber, you're being irrational. That shit funny. Shout out to James. He said Jose Ramirez from Cali, and they have him fighting in Fresno and different places in the valley. It only makes sense. That's what I'm saying. And these other companies with promoters from America seem to get it. This is what Bob Arum is talking about. That's why he's probably just laughing at some of the moves Eddie Hearns is making. Like, okay. And see, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't understand the market. Like, that's cool you gave Tevin Farmer a hometown Philly fight, but you gave it to him on the week of Spence versus Garcia. How is that? Okay, listen. Check me out. This is what I'm saying. Dazn brain power, it just is throwing me. The biggest fight, this is what I'm saying. You got to understand America. Texas, you could get to like places like Louisiana quick. Like, you know, when they had Hurricane Katrina, people from New Orleans, Louisiana and shit went to Texas. Right? Philly, ain't nobody finna be in Philly on Friday and then fly down or drive to Texas. You have to understand geography. You get what I'm saying? So that you just, the people, the locals maybe from Philly went to the Philly show, but you put him up against a massive fight that people wanted to see. Mikey Garcia. Again, Mikey's Mexican American. He fought in Jerry's World, where there are a lot of Hispanic population. And then Errol is from DeSoto, you know. So Dallas, Fresco, and DeSoto is all in a good enough proximity to Arlington, where the Cowboys play. So that made sense to put there. And it definitely made sense because at the fight and it was lit. Damn, he really quoted more money though. That's what I'm saying. Like, Eddie Hearn has to understand the geography of this place. You know, it's too inconvenient. It's not like if, for example, if Mikey was fighting Errol Spence at the Barclays, maybe, you know, because people could, you know, realistically, you could be in Philly and cover Tevin Farmer's fight, and then by the next day go to New York. That wouldn't be out of the question. But, you know, you're probably not going to do that, go to Philly to Texas, especially if you don't know Jonu or whoever you fought. You know what I'm saying? So these are the decisions. You know, they keep putting themselves up against bigger cards. That's one major problem. But outside of that, it's like the locations don't even really make the most sense. Like, just look at it, man. Like, look at the UFC. They do a good job too. They put certain fights in Nashville. They know what they're doing. There's a reason, you know, that they're putting in certain. I guess that's the thing. It feels like Eddie Hearn's fights don't be having no rhyme or reason to where they're at. It's just like you just picked an open location. Like, all right, Andre, we're fighting at Barnes & Noble's this week. What? Why you have Andre fighting at Barnes & Noble's, though? Like the bookstore? Okay. And again, about the American market. Just look at it. You don't have, like, Tevin Farmer is a really skilled fighter. That's my guy, right? Tevin Farmer is fighting, like, Dazn got him fighting every, like anywhere. And I understand, I'm not saying you should fight one location, but there's, like, nowhere near a recurring theme. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, Tevin Farmer fought Billy Dibb, and he fought him in Australia. Then hold on, let me pull up his fight. Now he just got a Philly fight. It's just, do you get what I'm saying? Like I said, Charlo's get love in the Barclays. Wilder get loves in the Barclays. So you bring him back. It's simple. You know, so there's like a reoccurring theme, I guess you will. All right, here. This is what I'm talking about. Tevin Farmer fought the Ogawa dude in Las Vegas. Then he fought Billy Dibb in Australia. His very next fight, he fought James Tennyson at the TD Garden in Boston. Then he fought Tank's old opponent, Francisco Fonseca, on the Canelo Fielding card at Madison Square Garden, New York. And then he fought in Philly, the center that they have in Philly. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's all over, like, there's no reoccurring themes for a good fighter. See? He said, Ego, you just made me remember Hearn signed Ammo Williams from Houston, and Hearn is making him have his pro debut in LA. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. It's just, it seems like all over the place. And obviously, if you have a card with 15 fights or something crazy, you're not going to be able, I'm not saying put everyone in their hometown. Obviously, that don't make sense either. But you can make it make more sense, like, especially for your top guys, you know. That's just the reality. And I think this is kind of what Bob Arum was talking about. Because when you have that reoccurring theme, people could be like, oh, shit, I've seen Wilder get a knockout at the Barclays. He fighting Dominic Brazil. Tickets are good price. Okay, cool. Because you remember what Stavern 2 looked like at the Barclays. You remember what the Luis King Kong Ortiz fight was like at the Barclays. And then you hear, you know, at the Barclays, you hear the press conference and what he says he's going to do to Dominic Brazil. Now you might be more inclined to go. Wow. Eddie Hearn going to have Tevin Farmer fight in Thailand. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme with the glass on his fist and shit. You're so out of pocket for that. Not Su Cow. Not Su Cow. My lean good fuck. This man said some kickboxer shit. Get out of here. Hey, y'all be really real life wilding though. I'm just saying, like Andre, how's he supposed to collect a fan base? That motherfucker just fighting wherever. You know, I guess they kind of kept him on the East Coast. But like I said, they got some work to do for 20 a month. They damn sure got some work to do. You know. Van Damme gets Botox? How you know? Yeah, like I said, like you build up a fan base when, like I said, just look how. This is simple stuff, but it might not seem simple until, you know, someone like me breaks it down. But like Leo Santa Cruz, a lot of times he's fighting on the West Coast. He fought Carl Frampton. The first fight was in New York, but a lot of times he's fighting in the Stub Hub, and he fought at the Staples Center. Both Abner Mares fights. He fought Carl Frampton rematch at. I went to that. That was at. It was in Vegas. I don't remember if we were at the Mandalay Bay or MGM. You know, LA, Vegas is a 4-hour drive. So his fans can still go, shit like that. So you can make your events bigger. You know? And you can, having that reoccurring theme benefits you. Tank Davis fought the week of the Grammys. Tank has a lot of celebrity friends. You know, he's popular. He's dating a female in the game. You know, so the week of Grammys, fighters were already, you know, celebrities were already there. That's why Drake and Birdman, what happened? I ain't gonna say it no more. That's why they all went to the fight, even though he didn't continue fighting Abner Mares. You know, so they got to look at the geography of this place to really get it. But I think good old Bob has some points though, in regards to that. Like, and then on top of that, you spending hella money. Like the stadium looked really nice in Chicago, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but for the fight that you put on Jesse Vargas versus like, why put Jesse Vargas, Thomas Delorme in Chicago? Like, I don't get it. I even said, bro, I'm done. I'm giving away too much free game. But the whole thing is this. I said this last year. Why didn't you make Jesse Vargas versus Adrian Granados? Why? Adrian Granados is from Chicago. That is a fight. I told you this last year. That's a good fight. Granados is fighting Danny Garcia now. So Jesse Vargas versus Granados in Chicago at that venue that they chose would have made sense. And I don't know. I'm not Granados' manager, but I think he would come at probably whatever you offered Thomas Delorme, he would probably fight for that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's like Mayweather and he's like, no, I'm not fighting in Chicago for that. Why are you not talking about Wilder saying it ain't about the belts no more? To fight Joshua, he wants 50-50. And with saying he doesn't care about other belts since he has the most important. I didn't even hear him say that. So that's probably why I'm not talking about it. Where did he say this at? Beyond that, yeah, I seen Lorenzo Simpson. The dude was out of position and he clubbed his ass and knocked his ass down. That shit was dope. He turned him, and then the dude, he still caught dude. Dude swung hella wild and you know, was out of position. He was like, bop, and fed him one. The other thing you said is, why are you not talking about Wilder saying he wants 50-50? Wilder told you for a long time that he wants 50-50. So what are you talking about? That's not new news. What are we talking about? He been said that. He says, hello, why are you not talking about Wilder saying it ain't about the belts? Bro, I'm talking to you. What are you talking about? Where did he say that? The 50-50 part ain't new. He been saying that. But where did he say this other shit you're talking about? Oh, y'all want the hot seat? All right, I got it. Where did he say this stuff? Where'd you get this? I didn't hear that. Where'd you get that? If you respond with anything other than answer my question, my shooters have the permission to gun you down where you sit. In this chat. Where did he say he don't want to fight Joshua? Or whatever the fuck you talking about. Shooters, strap up. Socrates, Athena. We're going to see if you're a Greek god. Yeah, the receipt is the interview with Schmo at Wilder's wife. Well, who the fuck is Schmo? Man, get this dude out of here, bro. Who the fuck is Schmo at his wife fashion week? That was easy. See, they want me, once again, I asked for receipts, and he wants me to make a video about something, and he can't even send me a link, and he's talking about Schmo. Wilder said that, am gonna provide proof. Who's Schmo, though? What are you talking about? He said, or something. He said, you don't even know where he said it. That's what I'm saying, bro. New media. I don't even know why they come. They just come to waste time. Like, how you come trying to challenge me and you're not even ready, bro? Do you know how ready I'll be? I would have the link copied and pasted. I'll be ready to, you know, come with it. This motherfucker, like, give me some more time. Who the fuck is Schmo? Is that the Three Stooges or something? Yeah, it's me, Schmo. Who the fuck is Schmo? You said Wilder talked to Schmo at his wife's fashion week. I don't even know who Schmo is. I ain't never met nobody in boxing named Schmo. Someone said, Ricky, hey, shooters, count to 15 and clap this man down in front of this crowd. You better show that receipt pretty soon. Hey, hey. Yeah, he about to get did up like Ricky. He about to get lit up. Yeah, I don't even know who Schmo is. Shooters, get ready. We got a warm one. Bye-bye. Once again. See? They always try to go against new media, and they never could say what they're, you know. Yeah, he talked to Schmo, I tell you. It's get out of here. And then they complain, oh, ego, he just disagrees, he'll block you. No, you're not talking about anything. You're not talking about anything. You're just wasting everybody's time. Anyway, that's my time. You know, we'll see what Dazn does next. That's it. Peace out.